Hello everybody, my name is Ilya.
And my name is Tyler. Together we make up Kovray, a couple that loves to play board games.
And today we'll be teaching you how to play Fathom.
Fathom is designed by Dan Helfer and is published by Paper Fort Games, who helped sponsor this video.
Let's go to the table and let's learn how to play. As always, you'll begin by setting up. Each player will first choose a matching console, ship, and submersible. You'll then take an ocean board and place it above your console and divide its side face up. You'll then choose a color. You'll collect the following components of that color: a bag, a player order token, 3 console sliders, 1 ship stand, 1 submersible stand, 1 sonar beam, and 18 core discovery tiles. You'll additionally collect 2 reference cards and 4 points of interest tokens. You'll shuffle the point of interest tokens face down and place each of them on the ocean boards on the zone marked with an X. You'll place the reference cards into each of the console slots, place 3 console sliders in the console tracks as so, attach the ship and submersible to their stands and place them to the side of the ocean board. You'll then place all 18 discovery tiles into your bag and set the sonar beam and order token off to the side of the board. We'll set these up shortly. Now that's player setup. You'll continue the general setup by placing the sonar board in the middle of the play area corresponding to your player count, along with a round tracker board and the player order board. You'll place the round tracker on the one space of the round tracker board. You'll then randomly choose a starting player and place their player order token on the one space of the player order board. You'll place the remaining players' order tokens in clockwise order from the first player. You'll then place the core species guides nearby for all players to see. This will indicate how species will score for the game. Now before we set up the sonar board, let's set up the expedition for the game. In Fathom, there's 4 expeditions to choose from. For the purpose of this video, we'll take a look at Expedition 1. For this setup, you'll remove all the contents from the Expedition 1 tuck box. You'll add the whale fall on the Siphonophore Advanced Species Guides below the core species guides, and place the point of interest reference within eyesight of all players. Each player will then take the whale fall tile of their color and place it in the center of their ocean board, undiscovered side face up. You'll then add 2 Siphonophore tiles of your color to your bag, and finally you'll place your ship in any ocean zone. For your first game, we recommend placing it on top of the whale fall tile. After placing your ship, you'll place your submersible in any vortex adjacent to your ship. Now let's finish setup with the sonar board. In player order, you'll place your sonar beam on the sonar board. The first player may place their beam on any dividing line. The following players, in turn order, must place theirs such that they divide the board up in equal segments. You'll then place the bonus tokens nearby, face down and shuffled. In a 4-player game, the 3rd and 4th players will receive a random bonus token. Finally, each player will randomly draw 2 discovery tiles from their tile bag and place them on the sonar board, one in their segment of the sonar board after their sonar beam, and one directly across the center from the first placed. You're now ready to play. In Fathom, you'll navigate your ship across the ocean board, discovering various species of aquatic life by placing and flipping discovery tiles in order to score the most points. The game is played in 6 rounds, with 3 phases in each round: the ship phase, the sonar phase, and the submersible phase. Let's dive in. The ship phase. You'll do this phase simultaneously. Here you'll move your ship, pass your tile bags, draw and place discovery tiles, and flip the tile underneath your ship. Now, as you can see from setup on your player console, we'll be skipping the move your ship and pass tile bags actions in the first round. With that in mind, let's jump into the middle of the game to give you a better idea of what those actions in the board state can look like. Now again, in this phase, you'll take these actions simultaneously. There's no need to take turns. Move your ship. At the start of each round, you'll move your ship to any zone in your ocean board. You can place your ship on top of a tile or a token. You'll see why placement is important in a moment. The next action is passing the tile bags. You'll pass the bag of discovery tiles you currently have clockwise to the next player. After passing the bag, you'll move to the next action. Draw 3 discovery tiles from the bag. After doing so, up to 2 times, you'll place one of the drawn tiles on discovered side up into an empty zone under or adjacent to your ship. You cannot place tiles where there is already a tile or a token. And also notice I said up to 2 times. You are not required to place any discovery tiles if you did not wish to do so, although you usually want to. In the next action, you'll place any drawn tiles you did not place on your ocean board into your segment of the sonar board, undiscovered side up. If there are not enough spaces, you'll first remove any bonus tokens of the board until there is, and if there still isn't enough space, you'll remove discovery tiles of your choice until there's enough room to accommodate the new tiles. Here we'll quickly mention that if you're playing with 2 players, you'll ignore these specific spaces on the sonar board. These are only used in 3 or 4 player games. Lastly, in the ship phase, you'll flip the undiscovered tile underneath your ship. If there's an undiscovered tile in the same zone as your ship, you'll flip it to its discovered side. This only applies for undiscovered discovery tiles. You won't flip any discovered tiles back, and you also won't flip the point of interest tokens. We're now on to the Sonar Phase. Here, you'll add bonus tokens to the sonar board, then in player order take your sonar beam and redivide up the sonar board. First, as mentioned, you'll draw and place bonus tokens face up in each empty space on the sonar board. Because of how tiles are added, some rounds will see no bonus tokens added to the sonar board. Let's give you an explanation of each of these. This one lets you during your ship or submersible phase move a discovery tile to an adjacent empty ocean board zone. This one, during the submersible phase, gives you the ability to perform 1 extra submersible action. We'll talk about what these are shortly. This one, during the submersible phase, lets you peek at any face down point of interest token on your player board. And finally, this one lets you flip 1 undiscovered tile on your ocean board to its discovered side at the end of the game. Now when any of these are used, you'll discard the used tiles face up next to the sonar board. Now after placing the bonus tokens, you'll take the Redivide the sonar board action. Each player picks up their sonar beam. Then, beginning with the first player and proceeding in player order, place it on the sonar beam dividing line such that they divide the board up into equal segments. The last player in turn order will not have a choice of where to place their beam. You're now ready for the submersible phase. Submersible phase, like the ship phase, is also performed simultaneously, meaning all players may take actions at the same time. In this phase, you'll have 4 submersible actions to take. You may choose which to take, and you may perform the same action multiple times. Let's go through them. Action 1. Place a tile from the sonar board adjacent to your submersible. You can choose any discovery tiles in the segment following your sonar beam to place. Action 2. Flip an undiscovered tile or point of interest token adjacent to your submersible to its discovered side. Action 3. Take all the bonus tokens in your segment of the sonar board. You can use these at their designated times as discussed earlier, and or you can save them for future rounds. There's no limit to how many bonus tokens you can have at a time. Action 4. Move your submersible up to 4 vertices on your ocean board. When moving vertices, they have to be adjacent to the one previously moved from. Now here's a good time to mention the point of interest tokens. Their point value or abilities will vary game to game depending on the expedition you're playing. Once discovered, these are removed from the ocean board unless otherwise noted in the references. After all players have taken their submersible actions, you'll end the round by changing the player order. The token in the first position will move to the last position, and all other tokens will move up. You'll then reset your console sliders to the leftmost position of each track, advance the round tracker token, and begin the next round. After 6 rounds have been completed, you'll remove any undiscovered tiles on your ocean boards, and score. Now let's go through the scoring of the various species and the points of interest. Each expedition will have its own score sheet you can follow. Coral. Each connected group of coral of the same color are scored according to its size. Schooling fish. You'll score 9 points for each separate group of 6 or more schooling fish icons. You'll notice some tiles have more than one schooling fish. Sea cucumber. The player with the most sea cucumbers will score 12 points, second most 7, and so on. In case of a tie, you'll share the points rounded down. This does mean that sometimes the player in second place will sneakily score more points. Crustacean. You'll score 2 points if the crustacean is adjacent to a coral, plus an additional 2 if adjacent to at least 2 different colors of coral, to a maximum of 4 points per crustacean. Now this scoring will remain the same for all expeditions. Now let's take a look at Expedition 1 specific scoring. The whalefall will score 2 points per unique scavenger species in an adjacent ocean zone. If adjacent to all 3, you'll score an additional point, meaning the maximum you'll score for a whalefall is 7. The siphonophore will score 1 point for each adjacent empty ocean zone. plus an additional 2 points if the tile is at the zone adjacent to the edge of the ocean board. Lastly, we have the points of interest. You'll gain the loose points based on the collected tokens. You'll tally and compare your scores, and the player with the most points wins. Now you've noticed there's an additional 3 expeditions to discover. Each expedition will introduce a thematic story to your adventures, along with a different species and scoring, and varied scoring and actions for the points of interest in the game. Let's take a brief look. Expedition 2 will introduce a deep sea camera and anglerfish tiles. The deep sea camera will score for each unique species in its line of sight. You may only have one on your ocean board, and you may rotate its direction with your submersible. Now with the anglerfish, you'll aim to stack one on top of each other, scoring points for each stacked pair. Expedition 3 will introduce jellyfish and an octopus. The jellyfish will score for specific shapes made with the jellyfish tokens. The octopus does not score, but it will be a presence on your ocean board in a standee form. At the end of the submersible phase, you'll choose to move the octopus 2 vertices. Once moved, you'll flip all 3 tiles adjacent to it, regardless if they're discovered or not. You'll notice the point of interest tokens will influence the movement and the flips as well. Expedition 4 will use the other side of your player board and introduce stingrays, finless soles, and sharks. Finless soles will score based on how many you have on your ocean board. They also will prevent sharks from eating stingrays in the same region while undiscovered. Stingrays are placed on your ocean board at the start of the game, and each are worth 2 points if they're still present at the end of the game. You'll be able to move up to 2 stingrays up to 2 zones each round. Finally, sharks are positioned after ship movement each round based on the shark location tokens. At the end of the submersible phase, stingrays in the same regions as the shark are eaten and removed from the game. As you can see here, some points of interest tokens will support stingray movement.
And that's Fathom.
Do you have any questions? Leave them in the comments down below. We'll get back to you as soon as we can.
And of course, if you found this video helpful, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button if you're new here, because we love talking and teaching board games to folks like you.
Now, this game is coming directly to retail. If you wish to learn more, check out the link in the description.
That's all we have for you, so we'll see you. No, we have a question of the day.
We do have a question of the day. What would surprise you most if it was underwater?
An elephant.
That'd be surprising.
I would be quite surprised.
Well, no, I think it'd have a little trunk up and it'd be like observing.
No.
No?
No, an elephant.
That's a good answer. Let's see yours in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day, everybody.
See you in the next one. Bye!